Well, I am here to talk about a joke, and that joke isn't really funny. It's that Nick Bosa somehow only got 5 out of 50 possible All Pro votes. That means that he didn't make the All Pro team, which is fine. I mean, there are other worthy candidates, but TJ Watt, Miles Garrett are the first team All Pros. Robert Quinn and Max Crosby are the second team All Pros. Bosa finished fifth in the voting, so he's out of the picture. The joke here is that he only got 5 out of 50 possible votes. But that's probably bad news for the Cowboys and might be good news for the 49ers as far as team performance tomorrow, Sunday, because Nick Bosa's emotions are going to be that emoji right there, the smoke coming out of the nose after what happened. And, this is let's just lay out the facts. Nick Bosa led the NFL with 21 tackles for loss this season, so he's tied with TJ Watt. If you want a rudimentary metric, something that's not too advanced, something a lot of people will relate to and understand, that encapsulates both the ability to rush the passer and stop the run, that's it, right? Tackles for loss. Any tackle behind the line of scrimmage includes sacks. So he was tied with TJ Watt for the NFL lead with 21. And then on top of that, look at this right here. This is from Seth Walder, makes this great chart for ESPN, comes out with the new version every single week. You could zoom in on this if you need to, but this shows that Nick Bosa was the most double-teamed edge rusher in all of football. X-axis is double team rate, y-axis is pass rush win rate. So you want to be as far to the right and to the top as possible. And here's Nick Bosa. I'm circling him with my cursor. He's way over there to the right. That means he's seeing more double teams and triple teams, and who knows, even quadruple teams. Arden Key suggested that Nick Bosa sees 6 guys guarding him at once. I don't know what that'd be, a sextuplet team. I mean, basically the entire offensive line and chip blockers and ox blockers, they're all focusing on Nick Bosa. He's way over here. By the way, tomorrow, Micah Parsons, who wins a lot in his pass rushes, is going to be facing the 49ers. But anyway, Nick Bosa led the NFL with 21 tackles for loss, despite being the most double-teamed edge rusher in the league. And that is what allowed the 49ers to go from unproductive in general at the start of the season as a pass rush in totality to one of the most productive pass rushes in the league. Take what happened against the Rams on a team-wide basis. The LA has what many metrics think is the best pass blocking offensive line in football. Number 1 in ESPN's pass block win rate, for example. I think number 1 in PFF pass blocking grade as well. Well, the 49ers hit Matthew Stafford 13 times, and they also sacked him 5 times. They completely changed the course of that game in the second half. The 49ers pass rush was unleashed. If you talk to any 49ers pass rusher, if you talk to any NFL talent executive, any scout, any reporter who actually watches, they'll tell you that Nick Bosa was the driving force of that. Nick Bosa was getting double teamed and triple teamed against the Rams. Arden Key, any player too, will tell you this. Arden Key was talking about how important it is that defenses, that the 49ers defense gets to benefit from opposing offenses' focus on Nick Bosa. So if you look at this in context, in terms of a team sport, it's not like Bosa doesn't have the stats. He has the stats. He has the lead in tackles for loss. But if you look at it in context, he's getting double teamed more than anybody at the edge position, and he still is delivering. He is the reason that the 49ers team has turned this around. And this vote tally is a joke. Watt got all 50 votes. Garrett, 29 to 50. Robert Quinn, like what? 9. Crosby, 6. Crosby had a lot of pressures this year. But again, you talk to any GM around the league, and that includes the Raiders' Mike Mayock. If you gave him truth serum, he would tell you that he'd have Bosa over Crosby. If he had to pick a player to have on his defensive line, he had Nick Bosa on one side, Max Crosby on the other. He would pick Nick Bosa. It's just that simple. Bosa can stop the run. I mean, he's just, Kyle Shanahan said it best. He's woefully underappreciated. He should be under consideration for Defensive Player of the Year, not just All-Pro. He didn't get All-Pro, though, so who knows how that Defensive Player of the Year award will be. And I think he should be a lock for Comeback Player of the Year. because Dak Prescott wasn't good after his injury in week 7 or 8. From weeks 9 to 17, I talked about it yesterday. I've talked about it all week. Dak Prescott has been a below average efficiency quarterback. Nick Bosa has been arguably the best pass rusher, the best defensive end in the league, even if the All-Pro team will not acknowledge that. So he should be a lock. He should be. I'm not saying it's going to happen because I think these awards are ridiculous, but he should be comeback player of the year. He should absolutely be considered along with a guy like TJ Watt for defensive player of the year. And yes, I think Watt, Garrett, Quinn, Crosby, and the other Bosa, Joey Bosa, who got a vote down there. These are all worthy guys for votes. But the fact that Nick Bosa got only 5 is a joke. And you could be sure that he noticed. Tomorrow, Nick Bosa against the Cowboys is going to have smoke coming out of his nose. And I think the 49ers will not mind that. Anyway, this has been a very, very quick video to tell you guys that Nick Bosa against Tyron Smith or whoever he lines up against tomorrow. It's going to be fun to watch because the last thing that the 49ers and Nick Bosa needed was a little bit more motivation entering this game. Everybody subscribe and take care.